I haven't done a video in a while, but I think it's time that I do. My heart is broken about what's happening in America, and I just want to say, wake up. Wake up. Some of you all have been so woke, you need to take a nap. And some of you all have been so asleep that you need to wake up. And if you don't mind, can I just tell some truths right here? One, my police chief sent a message to Black people in our community and myself and said that he understands what we're going through. And the minute that he did that, all of a sudden, all people, not all people, because a lot of African Americans was like, yes, finally somebody's acknowledging what's going on in our community. Thank you. We appreciate it. And then my friends that were white liberals got on there and said, Black people need this and you need to take action and Black people this. Stop. You do not speak on behalf of all Black people, and I appreciate your advocacy. I do. But at this time, let the Black community speak for themselves. And as an educated Black woman, I'm telling you, I can speak for myself. And if you get that microphone and you have the privilege to be able to be a person who has your voice heard a lot at the table, pass the microphone. Let us speak. And to my friends who have come at me and said, Katara, how can you be with Republicans? How you be friends with Republicans? Because I vote people, not party. And as a free Black woman, I refuse to blindly vote for any party. And I vote as off results. I see if you've been in office, I don't care what party you have been in. And I don't see policy changing for my constituents and for myself and for my people. I will not vote for you. And when you blindly vote for a party that don't have to work for your vote, you'll continue to see people show up to events in your community and say Black Lives Matter as long as they're campaigning. And when the campaign is over, you send an email and you barely get a response. You don't want to hear, y'all don't want me to tell the truth, but I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. There are different ways of communicating. I am at the table and I'm one of those people who are brave enough to walk inside of a room where I am the only Black person. And for Joe Biden, who said that as for Black people, you are not Black if you don't vote for him. Trust me when I say, make no mistake, I know that I'm Black. And as a free Black woman, I can vote for whomever I choose. I can also choose not to vote. But you don't have a right to tell me whether I'm Black or not. Because trust me, when I walk inside of a room, I know what color I am. When I send my kids out the door, I know what color I am. Make no mistake that because I don't vote for you does not mean that I'm not a Black person, because I know what the inner city looks like. I know what it feels like to have injustice. I know what it feels like to see my family members raped by police or people roughed up just because they're standing on the street. Don't say that, Joe Biden. You don't have a right to do that. You don't have a right. And to all my Black friends that say we need to do this and we need action, until we work together and stop tearing each other down, how can anybody else come and support our community when we can't even talk to each other? It's time to wake up. It's time for those who've been woke so long to go to sleep and come back at the table and say that we can do this better together. We need policy. We need advocacy. We need education. And it's not just training alone. It's not training alone. And we need to stop doing trainings that address the problem or just said what racism is and what it looks like. We need to address this from a quality improvement lens so that it can be embedded in everything that we do. Diversity is the one thing we all have in common. It's something we should celebrate each and every day. Not just once a year during MLK Day. And to my friends that are Republicans, it is not time to turn a blind eye. If your party says liberty and freedom and veterans, well, hey, I'm a vet that served this country. I have friends that died for this country. We can go all the way back to the time of Lincoln when black people died for this country and still get killed like dogs on the street. They were called the radical Republicans because the radical Republicans were the ones that had this idea that black men should be free and should vote. I need radical Republicans today. I need Democrats that are willing to stand up and not just talk about this, but be about this in a way that you are able to work nonpartisan and bipartisan ways to work with Republicans and Democrats together. The founding forefathers of this country felt that it was important to put both, to have different perspectives. Work through it. Work through it. We're putting you in D.C. from the left and the right, and you all fighting. Sit down and work it out. Maybe you need communication training. Maybe our leaders need communication training. Or maybe they need to just come together, sit down, and have a conversation. Have a conversation. What do you mean by what you said? And let's give each other a little bit of grace. We can do it. We can do it. Let's stop judging people and saying that if they say something kind, it's not good enough. That's why people are not speaking up, because you attack them no matter what they say. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Stop. If somebody step up, I don't care the day that they change their life, support them in that. If a person was incarcerated and they said they got out of jail and said, I'm going to start over today, support them in starting over. If a political leader or the police chief says, I'm sorry the fact that he acknowledged it, doggone it. Thank you, Craig Meidel. Thank you for every person that stood up and said something. Thank you to every Republican that got on my post and said, this isn't right. Thank you for speaking out. Thank you. Keep doing it. Keep requesting justice and liberty for all people. Thank you all for listening. I know you don't have to agree with me. I'm just saying what we're doing right now isn't working. And we've done this for many years. It isn't working. Wake up, roll up your sleeves, get the shovel, start digging, and make this work. Let's do it together, folks. Yes, I'm calling you out, black, white, and all in between. Work together. Stop this madness. Enough is enough.